Look, Huskies are, without a shadow of a doubt, some of the most beautiful, captivating dogs on the planet. But we need to talk about a really hard, uncomfortable truth today. They are also one of the most surrendered dog breeds in shelters worldwide. Literally, every single year, thousands of Huskies end up in rescue organizations. And you know why? Because well-meaning people completely fall head over heels for the majestic wolf-like image of this dog way before they have any clue about the intense reality of actually living with one.
Now, I want to be super clear right off the bat. This explainer is absolutely not an attack on the breed. Huskies are incredible, extraordinary animals. But I want you to treat this explainer as a bold print, serious warning label if you're even thinking about bringing a Husky into your life. The whole goal today is to prevent those heartbreaking shelter surrenders by laying out exactly what you're signing up for. We are going to walk through 10 very distinct reasons why a Husky might just be the absolute worst dog you could ever get. But stick with me because at the very end, we'll look at exactly who actually should get a Husky. Because there is a right answer, it's just a much shorter list than you might think.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The gap between the expectation and the reality here is just massive. I mean, that fluffy, highly photogenic dog you see all over your Instagram feed, yeah, that's real. But to understand why they act the way they do, we have to look at where they actually come from. The Siberian Husky was bred in literally the most extreme environment a dog has ever been asked to work in, northeastern Siberia. The Chucky people bred them to be relentless, hardcore working dogs, built to pull heavy sleds over hundreds of miles of brutal, unforgiving terrain without stopping. They absolutely needed an independent mind to make split-second, life-or-death survival decisions in the middle of a blinding blizzard, totally without human direction.
And when I say brutal terrain, we are talking about temperatures plummeting to negative 60 degrees Celsius. They developed this almost supernatural resistance to the cold, to hunger, and to total exhaustion. The Chukchi people engineered the exact perfect dog for a frozen wilderness. And then people started bringing these elite survival athletes into, modern carpeted suburban apartments. So let's break down exactly why that usually goes terribly wrong.
Let's start by looking at their physical demands and their notorious escape habits. Reason number 1, their exercise requirement is completely non-negotiable. A Husky needs a minimum, and I mean minimum, of 2 hours of vigorous exercise every single day. And I really need to stress this. That does not mean a casual little stroll around the block or just letting them wander around your backyard to sniff the bushes. No way. We're talking running, intense hiking, or bike joring. You need to genuinely challenge their athletic bodies. Because if a Husky doesn't get enough exercise, they don't just take a nap and look sad. Oh no. They redirect all that pent-up explosive energy right into your furniture, your walls, and honestly, your sanity. An under-exercised Husky basically turns into a furry demolition machine. Which leads us directly to reason number 2. They are escape artists of the highest possible order. Remember, these guys were bred to run long distances over literally any terrain. A standard backyard fence? A motivated Husky just sees that as a mild suggestion. They will easily jump 2-meter-high fences. They'll dig under practically any barrier if you give them 5 minutes, and they will squeeze themselves through gaps that look physically impossible. And the really scary part is, if they do break out, they run. It's not uncommon for owners to find their escaped Huskies miles and miles away from home on the exact same day. Moving right along, let's talk about instincts over obedience. Going from their physical needs to their deeply hardwired behaviors, we hit reasons 3, 4, and 5, and these all tie back to those unbreakable survival instincts. Reason 3, Huskies have incredibly selective recall. And honestly, selective is being generous. When they're off-leash and see something interesting, calling them back is completely useless. It's not that they don't hear you, they hear you perfectly fine. They just decided that whatever they are looking at is way more important than you. Because of this, a Husky should basically never be let off-leash in an unsecured area. Ever. And listen, this isn't a failure on your part as a trainer, it's a built-in feature of their independent decision-making. Reason 4, massive prey drive. Again, this isn't aggression, it's the pure instinct of a dog bred in a frozen wasteland where chasing small animals literally meant survival. So if you've got cats, rabbits, or small little pets running around the house, bringing a Husky into that mix carries a very significant risk. And reason 5, if you're hoping for a loyal, fierce guard dog, prepare to be severely disappointed. Because they were bred to work cooperatively in large packs and take direction from various people, they are incredibly friendly with almost everyone, including complete strangers. If a burglar breaks into your house, a Husky is probably going to greet them with a wagging tail and happily show them where you keep the good silverware. So let's transition to the home experience and the realities of keeping them indoors. What is it actually like to live inside a house with this breed day in and day out?
Well, reason 6 is the shedding. And trust me, it is way beyond what you are imagining right now. Huskies have a dense double coat built for Arctic blizzards. They shed nonstop, and twice a year, they completely blow their undercoat. The sheer volume of fur that comes off this dog is honestly incomprehensible. You're going to find fur in your food, inside your laptop keyboard, and floating around in rooms the dog has never even set foot in. Reason 7, they are unbelievably vocal. Huskies don't just bark like a normal golden retriever. They howl, they grumble, they talk back, and sometimes they literally just scream. And yeah, it is super hilarious to watch those viral videos of a husky having an argument with its owner, but I promise you, it is considerably less charming at 6 in the morning when you live in an apartment building. Your relationship with your neighbors will absolutely be tested. And reason 8, when they get bored, they become creatively destructive. A bored husky doesn't just chew a slipper, they problem solve. And their idea of problem solving usually involves fully excavating your couch cushions and ripping off your skirting boards. They are too smart for their own good, and if you don't give them serious mental stimulation, they are more than happy to create their own highly destructive entertainment.
Next up, we have to talk about the pack leader requirement. This brings us to reason number 9. This breed is absolutely, under no circumstances, for first-time dog owners. Experienced dog trainers consistently rank Huskies as one of the most challenging breeds to handle if you don't know what you're doing. Because of that fierce independence, they just don't respond to basic repetitive obedience training. They require an owner who is calm, incredibly consistent, and who deeply understands canine pack dynamics. And crucially, you cannot back down when they challenge you, because if you show uncertainty, a Husky will immediately take the upper hand. And a Husky with no clear structure isn't just a bad dog, it's a dog running your entire household. And reason 10, they are true hardwired pack animals. They were quite literally never bred to be solitary creatures. A husky left alone in a house for long hours without another canine companion is a dog in genuine, deep distress. Without a pack, their separation anxiety goes off the charts, the destructive behaviors multiply, and the howling goes completely through the roof. The golden rule among experienced husky owners is pretty straightforward. If you are getting a husky, you kind of need to plan for 2.
Now let's shift gears for a second and look at the biological marvel behind this sled dog history.
To really grasp why they have these wild, intense traits, we have to respect their history. Just look at the greatest sled dog run ever recorded. Back in 1925, a deadly diphtheria outbreak was threatening the town of Nome, Alaska. The only life-saving medicine was almost 1,000 miles away in Anchorage. It took a massive relay of 20 mushers and 150 sled dogs, braving the most brutal Arctic conditions imaginable to save that town. They covered a distance that would normally take weeks in just 5.5 days of continuous, non-stop running. And the legendary final leg of that relay? It was anchored by a Siberian Husky named Balto. His statue still stands proudly in Central Park in New York City today.
And here is a bonus fact that just totally blows my mind. In the right conditions, a husky can run over 160 miles in a single day. Their metabolism is literally completely different from any other mammal scientists have ever studied. During extreme, extended exercise, their bodies just magically switch into this unique fat-burning mode that researchers still don't fully understand. So you see, they aren't just dogs. They are finely tuned, elite biological engines. And frankly, they deserve an owner who can actually match that level of energy.
So, let's bring it all together. Are you the right fit? After walking through these 10 very real reasons to reconsider, who actually should get this breed? Well, the ideal husky owner looks like this. You have a large, incredibly secure yard. You live a genuinely active lifestyle, meaning you are out there running, hiking, or cycling every day, and you actively want a dog right there beside you doing it. You absolutely need prior experience handling stubborn, independent breeds, and you know how to be a fair, consistent pack leader. You can't mind mountains of fur, noise, and a dog that's going to playfully test your boundaries every day. And ideally, you already have another dog to give them that pack dynamic. If you can honestly check all those boxes, getting a husky will absolutely be one of the most rewarding, extraordinary experiences of your life.
But if that doesn't sound like your life right now, please, I'm begging you, listen to these warnings. A husky in the wrong home is just a disaster for the dog and a disaster for you. You have to know exactly what you are getting into. If you don't fit that profile perfectly, the absolute best way you can show love for this magnificent breed is by not getting one. Your future dog deserves an owner equipped for the reality, and honestly, the overflowing shelters will thank you.
So here's the question I'll leave you with. If you can't provide the frozen tundra, can you step up and provide the time, the patience, and the leadership they genuinely deserve? Think about it. Well, that wraps up our explainer for today. Now, next week, we are diving into something a little bit more personal. We'll be looking at the 15 undeniable signs your dog has truly imprinted on you. Not just bonded, but imprinted. There's a massive difference, and it is going to change how you look at your dog forever. Make sure you subscribe to your dog guide and hit that bell so you don't miss it. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and we'll see you next time.